Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the country continues to react to the attempted assassination of former President Trump.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Monday, July 15th. Now let's go on ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. It's warm and steamy already here across the Commonwealth on a Monday morning. Hey, typical July weather, 68 degrees outside our door here at WYMT. Fog issues as you make your way through the Cumberland Valley. Otherwise, it looks like everything at the reporting stations right now is A-OK. Again, 68 outside our door here at Hazard, 71 at Prestonsburg, 71 over at the London Corbin Airport. Good morning, Irvin. You're at 67, 65 at Middlesboro. Got some cloud cover issues across the Commonwealth right now. And I got the complex of thunderstorm action been keeping my eye on here over the last couple of hours. Well, guess what? That'll stay to the north today. The question is, another complex coming down the pike tomorrow may end up affecting our pattern later in the day. In the meantime, a lot of sunshine today and a forecast high that'll be up flirting with 94 and 95 for the afternoon high. More about the First Alert 7-day forecasts in just a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. This morning, we continue to follow updates after former President Donald Trump was shot at Saturday during his rally in Pennsylvania. The FBI identified 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks as the shooter. One of his shots fired grazed Trump's ear. Officials say Crooks used a semi-automatic rifle from a rooftop more than 100 feet away from the former president. The investigation is still underway as the FBI continues to work to figure out his motive. And people across the country and right here in the Commonwealth are sharing their thoughts on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Many are asking for thoughts and prayers for Trump and those injured and killed at the rally. Samantha Valentino spoke with Kentuckians about the horrific scene that unfolded in Pennsylvania.
But it will be just like where were you on 9/11 or when the Challenger exploded. Those types of events.
Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers recounts watching the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump.
The first thing that goes through your mind is why? You know, why did this take place? Why have we gotten to this point?
Now he's sending thoughts and prayers to everyone affected and former President Trump. At the state and national level, Republicans and Democrats alike are publicly doing the same.
Probably one of the biggest things I've seen come out of this is both President Trump and President Biden have talked to each other and how they talk about how we need to unite. This may, out of a tragic event, be something that brings people together, that de-escalates the rhetoric.
Casey Crosby is the RNC National Committeewoman for Kentucky and the National RNC Treasurer.
It's okay to disagree on issues, but we're all humans at the end of the day, and there is no place for this type of violence in the political arena.
Crosby watched the assassination attempt from Milwaukee.
One of my close friends was at the event, and unfortunately, she pocket dialed me, so I heard in real time what was going on, as well as watching it unfold on TV. And I have to say it was quite horrifying to hear what she was experiencing there in person.
The Republican National Convention is still going on as planned, kicking off Monday.
We've worked on the event for just months on end. We're going to be putting on a safe, secure, and strong event. Our job doesn't change here.
In Frankfort, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Our sister station, WKYT, reached out to several Kentucky Democrats for comment on this story. They, including Governor Andy Beshear, were unavailable. Beshear took to X Saturday to share his thoughts on the assassination attempt. He said he and First Lady Brittany Beshear are praying for the safety and health of the former president. He went on to say violence is never the answer. Never. With Saturday's events, people are wondering what this might mean for the future presidential election and political landscape. Carly Hogston spoke with elections and voting behavior specialist Stephen Voss on what the road ahead might look like as we approach the election.
The recent assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump highlights a reoccurring theme in American history. As incidents like yesterday have occurred in the past, they give us a sense of what may lie ahead in this year's election season.
Threats on a major political leader, like other threats to the country, typically result in a rally around the flag effect, a sort of temporary burst of patriotism, temporary burst in support for the politician.
But as the last presidential candidate assassination attempt happened decades ago, some things have changed.
You know, back the last time, for the most part, the message Americans got was filtered through authoritative journalists, TV news, their newspapers. These days, that's not true.
Just minutes after the event, politicians, celebrities, and people from all political ideologies took to social media to voice their condolences with many posts, including theories.
This willingness to believe conspiracy theories and the tendency to spread them is not isolated to one political ideology or the other. People on the left, people on the right start refining their messages about what the political impact of the event ought to be.
Rumors from both parties spread about how the attack might secure Trump's victory in November, but Voss says that the impact can be up in the air.
A political event like this assassination attempt these days doesn't have a whole lot of impact, but it can have some, and we're in a very close presidential race, so even a small impact could make a difference.
It could also change more than votes, but how the rest of the campaign might look.
Depending on what ultimately the authorities conclude about what led to the event, we might see a tightening up on the more loosey-goosey campaign events.
In Lexington, Carly Hogston, WKYT.
International leaders are also speaking out after the attempted assassination. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he was shocked and horrified at the news and wished former President Trump a speedy recovery, continued good health, and continued strength.
This wasn't just an attack on Donald Trump. This was an attack on a candidate for the presidency of the United States. This was an attack on America. It was an attack on democracy. It was an attack on all the democracies.
French President Emmanuel Macron also called the shooting a tragedy for our democracies, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau posted on social media that political violence is never acceptable. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Still to come, the perfect lounge. That's what airports and credit card companies are trying to achieve in this partnership.
Comfort at the airport, comfort outside. It's warm, it's muggy to start, and guess what? We've got a couple of sizzling days ahead of us. All the details with your first alert 7-day forecast coming up right after this.